Hey guys, it's Madam Vincent here, LOE, from Destavia's Designs with another reading for you. So this reading is going to be different. I was led to do something a little different. I have 4 piles for you today. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So the theme for today is basically what spirit or what energy is blocking you and how can you overcome that. So these are going to be very brief messages on little things that you got to work on. And we'll pretty much hop right into it. So again, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. Hello, pile 1. Remember to only take the messages that resonate with you. Don't force anything to fit if it doesn't fit. Please do not lace up that shoe if it don't fit. Okay? Let's get started. Those of you that chose pile 1 chose this lovely wire wrapped amethyst. Very, very pretty. I know, very pretty, very pretty. Let's get to it. I also have the other piles here just in case you feel like any of the other piles called you. You're more than welcome to check out those as well. So let's get to it. Spirit of the highest good, what are the energies or spirits blocking us, and how can we overcome those barriers to succeed and to move forward? For pile 1. So the little lesson that you got to focus on. So here it says, stalling yourself will only lead you to more disruption. Take smaller steps, focus step, caution and vigilance. For some of you, I feel like maybe you are procrastinating a little bit when it comes to starting, finishing, or continuing a project. But let's keep going. We have the energy of Malpheus or Malphus. Let me organize this in some way. Put it like this. So Malphus, I'll tell you what Malphus is or does. Okay, so Malphus is one of the demons of, basically he's a president of hell with 40 military units under his command. So you may be dealing with somebody who's 40, or the number 40 may be significant. One of his forms is of that of a raven. For some of you, you may end up getting phone calls, or maybe this is somebody that just keeps on bugging you with phone calls. Because literally, I am getting a phone call that from a scam likely. So maybe this person is a scammer. You feel like that energy is kind of scamming. But here's the other thing. When this person, maybe it is a person. When Malphus manifests in human form, he is unable to hide his harsh, loud voice. So this could be, if it is a person, somebody that may be very abrasive or come off very harsh or just very mean. So that's something to watch out for if it is a person. Do not tolerate any forms of disrespect, much less abuse. We are not having that, okay? And we are definitely not going to stand for that. If anything, we're going to stand to defend ourselves, because we are just as worthy, if not more, than respect from the highest. So, there's that. Moving on. Malphus' specialty is that of architecture or engineering. I also heard this person has to do with strategizing. So for the flip side, for some of you, that if this is not a person, it could be that you're stalling from accomplishing a plan that you've set out, or maybe you need to re-strategize the plan that you're doing right now. but you can't allow those things to hold you back either. Not only can he assist those who summon with building towers and walls that cannot be climbed over or broken down, but can also point out the structural weaknesses in other structures so that they may be broken down. So, for those of you that this is a person, you want to be careful to make sure that this is not somebody that, you know, is building barriers between you or driving wedges between you and people, and then also pointing out, like, basically breaking things down around you, just, you know, to be horrible, but, you know, building walls. It's kind of, I hear isolation. So try not to allow this person to isolate you if it is a person. You know, you don't have to abide by their rules. That's the one thing that you should not allow, is for that person to build the illusion, literally build the illusion that you're on your own, that you're singled out. No, that's probably how they want you to feel, and you shouldn't. So that's something that you may want to work on as well, especially if you've been starting to isolate yourself now. Don't do that, because then you're letting the energy win. You don't want that. For some of you, you may be having issues communicating, especially when this person is around or during specific situations, because I feel like my throat kind of wants to give out, in a sense, like coming in and out, or having stumbling over my words. Plus, maybe some of you may also be having maybe slight headaches or slight migraines and stuff. I also advise, for those of you that are really having some of those migraines and stuff, it could be because you need to hydrate a little bit more as well, because that's what I'm having to do right now. And I didn't have a migraine or like a little bit of a headache when I started this reading, so it could be either dealing with this person or the situation at hand. Shit, for some of you, I hear it's even yourself that you're kind of dealing with, and you're kind of getting tired of your own, you know, junk, and it's time to cut that out. So take it how you guys take it, for how it resonates with you. So the useful thing about this situation is that, so basically, the gift that you learn with Malphus and this energy here is that of one of building strong, solid foundations and structures. So if you feel like this situation with a person or people in general are uneasy or they seem weak, it is because they are weak foundations and something that may not even, you know, survive the test of time. And in our reality, how many of us want bridges that are gonna crumble? No, we want solid bridges, because we want solid connections with people around us. So that means having to use our discernment to, you know, cut those things out. Ooh, right when I said that, the wind started blowing real quick, and then the chimes outside started going crazy, and all of a sudden a plane is flying by. So if that was not the message, I don't know what was. So I'm pretty dang sure that it was. So focus on building connections, strong connections. If things don't feel like they're working out in your favor with a certain connection or a situation, it's time to just kind of ease up and let that structure fall, so that you can build an even better, stronger, solid foundation. So let's see what else. If it is a person, it could be someone with light to medium eyes or features. They could have a talent for making money. For some of you, it could be a boss if it is in the workplace, or just somebody that you find that is someone that's fortunate and fun, but they can be intense at times. You know, medium features could be cheery and easygoing. But on the flip side, I feel like maybe they can have a temper, but it takes a like I want to say, it takes a good minute to actually push those buttons in the right way to get him going. This is somebody that could be empowering, or somebody that you need to make strong, empowering changes towards. You need to stand up, either stand up against this person or stand up with or for this person. But immediate changes are required. There seems to be like there is a balance that needs to happen here as well. Because for some of you, I feel like this is your energy as well, where you have to balance these two. And stalling yourself is only going to lead to more disruptions, because you're kind of up and down, and you're stalling yourself from moving forward. And combining both of those energies and alchemizing the situation to create the given situation that you want to occur. It is also part of a form of quantum jumping. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, it is shifting into the reality that you want to shift into vibrationally, because you have already resolved for some of you, it's like a DNA sequence in your system that has been repaired, or karmic lesson that has been passed. So some of you are empathic and you're able to read emotions and situations as well as energy fields. And that's something that you need to be able to balance with your masculine energy so that you can manifest a lot easier and a lot faster. You could also have light hair or be light-eyed, mature, light complexion, or not. You can also have medium to dark complexions. This is kind of like my mixed group here. You could be fun-loving, giving, and helpful, but sometimes may have felt the sting and burn of others taking advantage. This is where you need to be able to balance that intensity that you hold inside as well, so that you don't have people just coming in and breaking down your barriers. This is what you need to do to build that strong throne and your empire on a strong, stable foundation as well. You're being asked to remain kind and loving. Don't lose the ability to be emotional because of others, and know when to cut people down to protect, your abundance, your coin, your love, your passions, your heart, the things that really drive you and move you forward. And allow the things that really make your heart bloom grow as well. For others of you, this could be you wanting to either choose to end or rebuild a foundation with a person from the past, an old friend, somebody that's an old flame, or a shift in energy that is just in your favor. So that could be the mending of the two energies as well. It could be reuniting family, old lovers, friends, and most definitely having a lot of different options, but choosing your options wisely. That's pretty much what I have for this here. Is there anything else that we want to know, Spirit? What is the advice? How else can we overcome this? Or just give us a sign that we're on the right track about this. Yep. In the past, maybe there was hope that seemed lost in a situation or a certain, outcome. Maybe you even felt like you couldn't get things done, or maybe you weren't good enough. But now you're really seeing that you truly are the star. There is a solution for everything. Where there is a will, there is a way. And you have to discover that. But sometimes that requires going within as well to be able to see where the key to that answer lies. You have to discover that for yourself, because you are the star. You have to take some time to really dig in and be able to, alchemize all this energy. Anything else? Yep, definitely those options. Be very careful when it comes to options and people trying to scam you, because we kind of started off with that in the beginning about, possibility of maybe somebody calling in, making an offer as well. And somebody that could seem like maybe there's, could be charming. They could be somebody this and that, but maybe you're being asked to follow your gut when it comes to, the options and the choices that you're presented with. So stay cautious and vigilant. Yeah, definitely stay in your power. Make sure that you're taking stock of your possessions as well, because there This situation can go either or depending on your situation, but you're being asked to remain in your power, and that includes you being balanced in that, because you want to remain in a strong, solid foundation. Yep, your coin, and then the Lovers as well. So there could be an offering made from a person in the past as well, or it could be just a business offer from somebody that you worked with in the past, that maybe in the past they didn't really see your worth, and now they're really seeing your worth, and they want to make an offer and come towards you. Because I see the King here of Pentacles, which for the most of the time is a good person that, you know, is pretty stable, and they've got it. They're kind of like the precursor to somebody who's got it all, which is, you know, a powerful boss man such as the Emperor. He's definitely up there, you know, but just beneath him. Wanting to come in with an offering, but not fully maybe offering everything they got just yet. In the past, there could have been heartbreak and loss that you had to go through and endure. But now that you're being given like the opportunity to see things and rectify things, it's up to you whether you choose to build or break down this foundation. In the end of the day, regardless what you choose, you will have a fulfilling romance. Whether that's a romance of like intimacy or a good financial, you know, financial status. And yeah, another phone call coming into this reading. So could be definitely a lot of communications and options coming in to really get this opportunity going. Anything else, Spirit? Last card. Yeah, you're moving towards your victory, so that's a definite go. Just stay cautious and vigilant for those that may try to get in your way, and definitely do things that are in your best favor. Not in the best favor interest of others, but your own, because you're the one who really needs to move forward. Be the best you so that you can definitely help those that you love and care about around you. Well, that's your reading, Pile 1. I hope this was a message reached you in any way, shape, or form. And if you like it, please like, share, subscribe, you know, and have a great day or night wherever you're at. Peace. Madam Vincent out. Pile 2. If you chose this crystal here, which is the lapis lazuli round wrapped crystal, this is your pile. Let's see. What spirit or energy is blocking you, and how can you unblock it? So remember, only take what resonates and leave the rest for the rest of the collective, as we're channeling for all the people that chose pile 2. So little mini lesson. Let others reap what they have sown. You will get to sit on your throne. Have confidence, justice, and lesson learned. Excuse me. Gotta quench that thirst. So let's see. Let me set these up here. So, what do we got here? So, for some of you, I feel like maybe you may have been dealing with an energy that has been thrown your way to cause like delays in your life. And although you may have felt or gone through some injustices that you may have not deserved, you are gonna be able to still sit on your throne, because all things will come to light. With Michael here, Michael was a witch of Thessaly, a region of ancient Greece known for its magic. She's shown here performing one of the most notable magical rituals of witchcraft, drawing down the moon. So it could be that for some of you may have been dealing with moon magic that has been casted against you, although it may not necessarily be for everyone. It could be cycles coming to an end as well, because the moon has cycles as well. And here we talk about with this card here, turn for the better and things starting to go smoothly. The end of a dry spell and things are starting to look up, the restoration of balance. And the same thing here, if you notice in this card with my kale, is that she's making a circle, which pretty much is a cycle as well. And then the moon cycles may be significant for some of you. You may have to balance opportunities or juggle opportunities as well. But those of you that have been dealing with spiritual warfare, you're going to be coming out of this. For some of you, I heard this is going to be a return to sender, an auto return to sender, or those that have done something to return these things back to sender, even if it was something as simple as a prayer. Know that it didn't fall on deaf ears. You will end up having long-term good luck. Just notice your surroundings and reflect. Follow your heart and truth and then intuition when it comes down to things at the end of the day. Especially the things that make you feel nostalgic. You're going to need to have courage, and you're going to need to summon the strength as well and the strong will. You need to reflect on your own issues and work on things. Close out old cycles that are no longer helping you and get rid of habits that no longer serve you and your highest purpose anymore. That being said, it's also important to make sure that you identify what patterns actually belong to you, what are ancestral patterns, the things that have been passed down through your generations, because who knows why. And one of the best ways that I can give you an example of that is, for example, a phobia. If you have a phobia of something and it's something that your ancestors have shared a fear of, and you don't understand or know why you even are scared of a certain thing, it could be that is something that you need to unpack, because that fear may not necessarily be yours. You could totally be fine with the creature and then be totally scared of it and not even have an idea why. And that goes down your ancestral line. Somebody down the line, there was an issue that came across with that, and it was a learned action, learned behavior that was passed down through you and to you guys. So that's something to make sure that you pay attention for. It's time to stop slacking, and this is the rare opportunity to start fixing things for yourself. For some of you, I heard Saturn return, so it could be that you're completing your Saturn return as well. It could be that you may be having difficulties starting or finishing old projects or new projects. You could be working on complex projects or working on really strategizing the next plans or steps for your life, but you need to watch out for procrastination. You need to discipline yourself and focus yourself, because you're almost at the end of this cycle. And it's so funny because we have the circle here, basically is a cycle, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which signifies changes as well. Not only that, the lapis lazuli is significant of that third eye element, basically elevating your mental and elevating your spiritual self as well. For others of you, you need to protect yourself from spiritual warfare, and that's something that I would recommend. Others, you need to work with lapis lazuli in order to develop your psychic abilities and your gifts, which I will be making a video about soon, how to hone in your psychic gifts, which is gonna be this here. So make sure you guys stay tuned for this video to come. Anyways, with my kale, you need to be able to, well, for some of you, you may be drawn to Wicca or maybe interested in the occult. If that is what you are drawn for, chances are that you are either of a lineage or you have ancestors that are calling you towards that, because you may end up being a starseed, a light being that is here to teach as well. And you could be refusing to step forward to that, either because of fear or because you feel like you don't know where you're going. But this is the part about this path and this journey, is that you need to be able to walk with blind certainty that you will succeed, that all that you do is in the highest of good, and using your due diligence, because you're really being guided to follow your intuition and step into the footsteps that Spirit has laid for you. So this spiritual walk, the spiritual journey is what's going to begin and close out an old cycle of things that were not working in your favor, and drawing in the things that are really going to align with you better as well. You need to focus on opening yourself up to greater power and reputation as well. Some of you may be running from receiving recognition or power in a sense of taking the form of leadership as well. So that could be something that you may have to address either sometime, either now or in the future, the near future, that is. Let's see. Spirit of the highest good. Is there any other messages that you would like to say? Yep. Let's see. Okay. So in the past, it could have been that you surrendered to, the material things, or were more focused into the material things. But you need to be careful to make sure that you're not being allowed yourself to be bound by other people's rules, as well as things of the past or material things, because all these things that are tangible, the same way that they have been received, can also be diminished and taken away as well. You need to be able to free yourself through detachment, because anything that you form an attachment to, you may end up feeling imprisoned by it at some point in time. So that's something that you may end up coming into a realization that, oh damn, this is really what's holding me back, is these old ideas and thought patterns, maybe a lack mindset. Excuse me. Maybe some of you need to really speak up about what you've got inside, because me having it clear my throat right now could be indicating that you need to speak up and defend certain ideas that you have. But at the same time, don't feel afraid to stand up. You need to have the courage and let people deal with their own. You need to let go of old ideas, old belief systems. Realize the truth behind those things that may not necessarily be in your best favor. You will need to put in work to free yourself, because maybe in the past you were fixated on the material, all the mundane things of life, the things that really didn't matter, versus now where you're going to start to be able to see things in a more elevated sense and really see life for what it's worth and worth living for, and the true things that will really matter for you and in your life, and the surrounding and the kind of world that you want to surround yourself and build, on this plane. You'll be able to go about that and overcome this with, good management. You need to be able to work on managing your time as well as, your strategies, and you'll be able to build, unmeasurable wealth. But you need to have the courage and the strong will. It's time to really start putting in that work to really fix the issues at hand. If there is things in the past that you want to repair, now is the time to actually get started on that and finish that, because the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be. And then if you end up waiting, making no decision and taking no action is still inaction, which is inaction. And that inaction can still cause stagnation and just alter the way things play out for you. Say it's like you take a leap of faith or you don't, and you end up with the what if. Is that really what you want? Or would you have rather had the opportunity to fix it or have an entirely different outcome than what if I could have, I should have, down the line? Is there any other way that we can overcome this energy, Spirit? One more card. Whoa, okay, 2 more, that is. Okay, so maybe in the past you were not following your heart when it came to your passions and stuff like that. It could have been that you were lacking imagination and, your regular world. It could be the mundane world, pretty much. The things in the material world that were not really fulfilling you or adding to your cup. Maybe you had hopes and dreams that were kind of making it harder, and then you started realizing, like, oh dang, maybe these things don't really matter as much as I thought they did. They didn't really fulfill how you were really feeling versus, the reality of what you really needed or need to fix in order to feel more whole or more complete and really step into your power. It's been a long, tiresome road through this, but things are going to get better because the cycle is about to end. It's about to, the end of a dry spell is coming up soon. The only thing is that you need to make sure that you're still doing your due diligence and let other people reap what they have sown, especially if others have wronged you. You've been the recipient of spiritual warfare. Always defend yourself. Don't do so much as do harm, but little baneful magic is not gonna do you any harm. If anything, it's just gonna put them to quit their shish. So that also includes you having to be able to change your own surroundings, because if the situation around you is out of your control, the only variable that you can really control in this situation is yourself. So you might as well do something about that within you. Either A, you stress yourself out in this situation, or you think outside of the box and for yourself and detach yourself from the situation, because what's the point of stressing if it's still out of your control? And regardless what you do, you might as well write it out. You might as well write it out comfortably. So, you'll be able to come out of this and be able to succeed and fill your own cup. You'll be able to start having more options as well, but just make sure that you are doing your due diligence when it comes to your options. Make the best option based on following your heart, as well as what truly really matters with you, aligns with your morals and your principles as well, because not everything that glitters is gold. Is there anything else, Spirit, or that's pretty much it? I guess that's it. Spirit is like, that's it. So pretty much straightforward. Just have more confidence, especially if you're going through a spiritual walk, spiritual journey, or you're about to start one. You're going to do just fine. Just have more confidence, have faith in yourself. Know and trust yourself, and you should be good. Learn your lessons so you don't have to repeat them again, and then just keep going, keep progressing, because you're doing great so far. You just got to keep going through these little hurdles and dark nights of the souls. Those are the best ways to undo and unravel the things that you really need to heal and fix, and not only in yourself but in your ancestral line, so that you can truly free your entire ancestry, your family, your soul. You're encoding your DNA, and so on. So yeah. Well, if this message resonates for you, pile 2, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day or night wherever you're at. Peace. Pile 3, if you chose this dragon septarian stone, this is your pile. This is what energy or spirit blocks you, and how can you unblock that and overcome those obstacles? So we'll start off with the little lesson here, which is observe your surroundings and reflect to choose the right path. We have this. Let's see. And then we have lekis or lechis. So lechis or lekis are Slavic forest spirits whose physical forms are part goat, part man. They manifest in any size they like, from tallest trees to small enough to hide in grass. Maybe you need to watch out for people that are just kind of in the background, just looking or just being observant, or people that may seem like they're not much of a threat or much of a concern, but they're really actually maybe keeping tabs as well. If it's a person and you suspect, this person could be introverted. This person could be somebody that's uncomfortable with their feelings or have uncomfortable views. They could be deep or profound or reserved, maybe even conservative. Somebody that could have dealt with a lot or has been through a lot of trauma or pain or that type of deal, or just in general life situations or burdened with life situations. Someone that could be very mental or methodical or in their head a lot. Or that could be you, or they see you this way. They could also be a person that has dark features, could be level-headed at times, or determined, serious and meticulous, methodical at times, yeah, very mental. If this is a female person or a feminine energy that you are dealing with, it could be somebody that's, aggressive and tough, kind of gives off like the CEO vibes as well. Or this is, again, could be a reflection of how you're being seen as well. You may have to observe your surroundings and reflect on things to make the right decision if you have certain decisions to make. And with lekis or lechis, no matter what, try to use your reasoning. Instead of attacking people or being attacked, try to use reasoning when it comes to that. Again, just take only what resonates for you and leave the rest for everyone else. No matter what the method people use to attack or even like verbally communicate with you, it could be coming off as more of annoying than anything, than dangerous, but still it's best just to observe your surroundings and make sure that you're not allowing people to cross the line as well. Beware of taking things personal or taking personal campaigns to extremes, potentially alienating allies because you're forcing strong views on others or in destructive ways as well. So make sure that you're not forcing your own opinions or views onto others. Just because you can truly lose friends and people around you. So that could be a point that you may have to work on as well, or others may see this of you and you may not notice, and this is probably what's blocking you. So it could be something that they're bringing, or the spirit is bringing up to your awareness. And the other thing the other way of seeing this is that this could be the opposition. They see you in such a manner where they're just kind of like annoyed at the fact that, they see you as somebody that's uncomfortable and stuff like this, or maybe they're uncomfortable with having to deal with you because you pretty much go against the grain, and you go against the status quo, and you're actually really level-headed and determined. You have your own methods, and you're willing to defend those things in the name of pursuing your passions. You can be meticulous about the things that you want to accomplish as well, and those things will allow you to manifest luck and an easy flow of finances, money, ideas, creative ideas as well. Quick successes are possible. You just have to go after what really matters and be able to take the risks and then the leap of faith that you need to in order to choose the right path. So you really need to pay attention to your surroundings and observe, you know, the details, the fine prints. At the same time, you could be beginning, you know, a new partnership or a new relationship, and people are just kind of like maybe upset or have their 2 cents to say, but who cares? You know, you're gonna have sweet encounters, warmth and coziness, kindred spirits. It could be a possible soulmate they could be meeting, and it could just be that those people, you know, are jealous that they're not there or in union, and you know, misery loves company, so boo-hoo, sucks for them. So let's see, Spirit, how can we overcome these energies and this spirit of, I guess, envy, because that's what it seems like. There's envy and maybe gossip, annoying gossip, just people that just be giving side eye, like, what's the point? Like, really? What's the point? Let me do this. 2 more, Spirit. All right. So basically, the way that it's like, it looks like the opposition. It could be opposition, just people in your surroundings that have a negative viewpoint of you, and you're just kind of, you know, having to go through the thick of it and just kind of, you know, observing the people around you. You're really being called to just kind of sit back and see who's really there for you and who really isn't, because you're gonna end up having to make some calls, and you're gonna have to start putting people on the chopping block too. So in the past, these people may have like even given you some kind of like evil eye too. So it could be that maybe some of you guys may be drawn to this pile as well, or to hearing maybe even pile 2, but not necessarily. You're welcome to check out the other piles as well. But it could have been, you know, you could have faced delays when it came to pursuing your passions. You know, there could have been financial strictures as well, and just gossip when it came to your money and you following your pursuits. Could be that, you know, say for some of you, if you have a business, people kind of really like looking down on your ideas or like your business, and just kind of like not having faith in you or supporting you for reals. Some others, they see you that you have like this success and the ability to change, and here we have 555, so that's definitely a change number, cycles ending, cycles beginning as well. And here we have, you know, a new beginning as well. So cycles definitely ending and cycles beginning. The cycles that are ending are the ones that were holding you back before with this, you know, negative mindset opposition. So you're gonna be putting these people on the chopping block, because you're starting to see that you have this abundance mindset where you would like to see others grow with you as well. But unfortunately, not everybody has that same mindset of having that growth, where others may just want to see you in like emotional poverty as well as financial poverty and stricture. They want you moping, depressed, you know, not being able to see the opportunities that you have around you. That's being also said that if some of you are kind of depressed or sad, or, you know, being brought down because of the situation, you're being asked to take that moment and like reflect if that's what you really want for you. Are you going to allow others to make that decision for you, or are you going to ultimately decide to do what's best for you and not giving a damn what anyone else has to say about it? You're going to start to make those movements forward, because you're gonna get like a sudden rush of energy once you start overcoming this again, there are changes that are happening too. You just gotta stop paying attention to the people that are hiding in the grass trying to talk crap. So let them be out there and let them surround themselves by all the poo-poo they want to be around. Start taking control of the situation, because you have success. Quick success is super possible as well. Could be that you may have to be methodical about it. You know, in the past, people may have stopped you. Either throne was taken by usurpers, so people stopping you from accessing your throne or knocking you off of your high horse because, you know, they weren't on their high horse. They weren't, you know, feeling themselves, so why should you feel yourself? You know, again, misery loves company. So now you're preparing to go to battle against enemies to defend what it is that you really care and love and your passions, and you're gonna start to charge forwards with those things, because you're gonna follow what really is in your heart. Before, you used to suppress your emotions and you weren't as happy, and then again we have this, you know, crying over spilled milk, but now you're seeing the light of things, and you'll be able to, you know, express yourself and be happy. And if you're in a relationship, it's gonna start, you know, kind of blossoming into something new or transforming into something new or better. And if those that are single are gonna end up meeting someone new, if you haven't yet, you will soon. But you will be able to experience happiness. For some of you in an existing relationship where it is elevating, there may be a pregnancy, but again, that's only for a few of you. Take only what resonates. And if you don't want that, you know, to have any kind of pregnancies, make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. Though it could also represent a pregnancy of an idea, or being pregnant, or having birth, or giving birth to a new idea as well. So that's pretty much that. Spirit, is there anything else that you would want to add to this? Anything else? Or is that our last card? Okay. Yeah, it could be that some of you are going to be making an offering, if not receiving an offering, from someone that either you may work with, or you have worked with in the past, or you just worked with this person somehow, or maybe even went to school with them. You know, in the past, it could have been there was a lot of illusions, but now you're kind of seeing through all of the things that were kind of just getting in the way of things, and fantasies as well. This person coming in, if you haven't met them, and they could have a really nice talent for art, music, romance, or just be very creative. I also heard architecture, somebody that could also be very intellectual but also an intuitive. For those of you, you will be having an intuitive nudge or feeling to either come close to this person, or you'll be drawn to this person, or that person will be drawn to you. But it will be like a feeling of like, I don't know why, but I feel like I know you, or I don't know why. It could be somebody from a past life soulmate, somebody that you've been around with before as well. But somebody that's going to be, you know, you got fire and water here. A balance there. It's going to be steamy and hot, but nice and fulfilling as well. Anything else you want to add, Spirit? Anything else you want to add, Spirit? Can you elaborate? Yep, but now it's some of you are being called to make this decision, or start strategizing, or start the journey. Not strategizing. Strategizing would be the Two of Wands. The Three of Wands, you're already starting this journey, which could be the reason why you're here as a Knight of Wands, because you're about to hop on that horse to move towards this person. If not, that person is going to move towards you really rapidly, having this quick success, new beginnings, sweet encounters, or kindred spirits. The same goes for business and financial stuff. So overall, it looks like the situation is happening for you and not to you, so that's pretty good. That's pretty much your message, Pile 3. And if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time. Have a good day or night wherever you're at. Peace. Hello, pile 4. If you chose this pile, my bad. If you chose this pile, you chose the Evil Eye Lava Stone. I'm gonna put that here. And let's see. We'll get started right into your reading, which is going to be what energy or spirit is blocking you, and how can we overcome those spirits to succeed. We're going to get started here. This is our little lesson card. And then we're going to set this up. Okay. So what we have here right away is learning to come into your spiritual gifts. Focus and hone in on your skills. Oh, you should definitely watch the watch the reading that I'm gonna be making in in a little while, basically, which is gonna be how to develop and hone your psychic skills. This may be a reading that may interest you in the future, that I will be posting in a future date. So stay tuned for that. So coming into your spiritual gifts, through that you will be going through major transformations if you haven't gone through your dark night of the soul, or you're just coming out of one, which is basically, you go into your little hermit or cocoon mode, and you're coming out of that and into, transforming into the butterfly. Or for those of you that have been actively doing the work, the transformation of a larvae into a dragonfly, which is a conscious, willful forging of the self and training with your spiritual gifts as well. That being said, being able to self-actualize or self-realize and have those occupational changes, and starting off with the things that you really find passions in, and increase in your vitality and ambitions, things will begin to manifest as well. Trial and error. So you will have to keep on trying to see what really works for you, especially when it comes to your gifts, because you may have a lot to learn when it comes to the abilities. For some of you may have multiple abilities, which you may end up needing to balance out as well, which is what's going to require a lot of that trial and error, because you're going to have to be able to balance those things out, as well as be able to master each one of those separately with discipline. Reevaluate your plans and ideas, and set your goals. Strategize new plans and old plans so that you can succeed. And don't be afraid to connect with the higher self and the higher realms to really receive that information and empowerment. For some of you, you're surrounded by angels that are ready and willing to dispose and give you that information at your, they're at your dispose. For some of you that have asked Spirit to allow you to give you signs, or have asked for signs, synchronicities, you will be receiving those miracles from Spirit. So pay attention to birds. Some of you may be attracted to like angels or angel wings, or even cherubs. Some of you may be interested in like peacocks or pheasants, storks, flamingos may be coming into mind. Even just in general, any kind of bird, or maybe even horses as well. But your desires will be coming true. You'll be able to manifest as well with Oribus. Oribus is a prince of hell that never lies. His true form is that of a horse, but he may manifest in human shape when summoned. There are 20 military units under his command. With Oribus, you're being prompted to always be honest with yourself and with others, even if the truth pisses other people off, or maybe even pisses you off. if you're able to hone in your skills and really focus and work on those things, you will be able to successfully channel the past, present, and or the future as well. So those of you that are being drawn in a specific, way of practice, you need to start listening to your ancestors, because they're starting to give you signs and show you synchronicity so that you can start developing those skills. So please pay attention so you can learn to come into those gifts, as well as make sure that you pick up some literature like on how to raise your vibration as well. Let's see what else. Make sure that if you do start honing in those skills, for some of you, especially those of you that are going to start picking up tarot or oracles or runes and that type of stuff, make sure that you're ready to, let me put it this way, don't ask something you don't want to know the truth to, because the truth is going to come out, and regardless whether you like it or not, the truth is the truth, whether it hurts your feelings or not. So unless you're really willing to come to terms with the truth of something, it's best not to ask unless you really want to know. But at the end of the day, the truth is the truth, and the truth is better than no truth or not even knowing anything at all. So it's kind of just like ripping off the band-aid. But then remember, with truth comes a shift of perspective as well. So you need to be able to focus on being honest with yourself and with others when it comes down to it too. So let's see what else. Spirit. Okay. I didn't even get started, Spirit. Come on. Alright, how can we overcome this energy, and how can we succeed? Because our desires are coming true. I know we're manifesting because we're starting to align things, and we need to make sure that we stay protected as well. Some of you need to sage yourselves, especially because you're manifesting a lot, so you're transmuting a lot of energy, or getting yourselves one of these. Selenite is really, really good. It's good for transmuting a lot of the energy. It's a high frequency self-charging crystal on its own, which is really great, and it charges all your other crystals as well. Or if you're feeling overtly charged, especially those of you that have multiple gifts and multiple abilities like myself, this is great to discharge some of that extra energy and stimulus that you have energetically, as well as grounding yourself, which I highly recommend everyone do. Spiritually, my spiritual people, highly, like, you need to. If you had a question or something in mind that you came here looking to find out specifically, yes, it is how it is. You need to try, do, and you will succeed, and you end up feeling like a high roller. You'll be able to see that you truly have the powers to manifest at your fingertips. So, Spirit, how can we overcome this energy and continue this forward momentum, this increase in vitality and manifesting? How can we continue this and move forward in a manner that's going to be successful for us? Okay, Spirit. Somebody does not want you to know this message. At the same time, I feel like Spirit is having me slow down when I'm shuffling these cards, because it seems like maybe you may be trying to get ahead of yourself also, but you need to slow it down, because you may, just so you don't miss something, especially because others may try to impede you from moving forward as well, and you may have to keep things under wraps, or kind of hush or quiet under the moonlight for a little bit before you really pop out and end those cycles and be able to rest for yourself. Oh, we got several cards here. Ooh, look at that. All right. Very interesting. So with this, maybe in the past you dealt with a lot of spiritual negativity, a lot of heaviness, or just spiritual warfare that may have felt like an impossible illusion. In the past, y'all give me a second. All right, bear with me. My neighbor's building a porch in their backyard, so the good thing is that they're almost done. Just as I was finishing talking about, cycles and stuff. But in the past, there have been a lot of cycles that you may have been going around or thinking, or maybe even doubting yourself. And now all of that doubt is starting to come to an end, because we're having major transformations, as well as I heard epiphanies regarding your pursuits, especially when it comes to your spiritual gifts. You'll be able to see things in a more positive light, because things are not as they seem. There's a lot more positive actions that trump the negative ones, and you'll finally be able to get some rest when it comes to that. And rest assured that Spirit is listening. To those of you that are wondering, yes, as it is, life as it is, Spirit is listening. In the past, and then like I said, some of you may have to keep this in the wraps for a little bit. Meanwhile, you're honing those skills before you pop out. Because there is safety in the shadows for the time being, but you will be coming out of that soon. And since this was hidden, well, the High Priestess was hidden under the Empress with the Tower, and they were in reverse. It's like the implication that it gave me was that there's others that don't want to see you step into this light, but they can't stop something that's not in their power, something that was not destined for them. Things are gonna switch up out of nowhere, and people are gonna be forced to understand you in a new way that it's gonna be impossible to misunderstand you. Things are gonna change, and the cycle's gonna speed up in a very different way. And in the meantime, you're being asked to strategize and come up with your own ways of, practicing and studying. You're having those clever ideas. Make sure that you return to that unconditional love that is always around you, and the love of Spirit as well. And make sure that you're not clinging on to, the wisdom or ideas or old beliefs of others that are no longer serving you. So let go of all of those things that are kind of holding you back as well, because you need to be able to be spiritually free and open to receive knowledge, all kinds of knowledge, in its purest truth. And then you do what you do with it once you have that truth. But at the end of the day, the truth is always going to be the truth. Especially because you dream of certain places that you haven't been to, or feel like you're being drawn to certain places and you don't understand why. You're being led to those places because Spirit wants you to travel there. For some of you, that may be important, that you may start to travel so that you can understand and learn about the past when it comes to you, as well as the future and your abilities and gifts too. It could be that you do need a vacation from the mundane life. So yes, you may be traveling somewhere that you may be able to visit. For some of you, you may be even traveling to Ireland or Britain, somewhere in Europe, because all I see is towers here. So it reminds me of like the castles, for that type of thing, or maybe rustic buildings as well. For some of you, I heard maybe even Italy, although it's not necessary. Whatever place you feel drawn to visit the most is probably the place that you should be going to. What else? In the past, it could have been that maybe you've even stalled yourself because you had loss, a broken heart, or something that just got in the way. And as I'm saying this, everything's kind of intervening with me speaking here. Helicopter hammering. And now it seems like a plane is flying right over. So yeah, plenty of things may have intervened in the past and kind of slowed you down as well, but the cycle is going to start to speed up. Things are going to be changing. You're finally going to rest. You may be going on that vacation finally. You're taking time for yourself as well, and you're going to be guided to do so by spirit. For some of you, maybe letting go of certain things, like maybe even an old job that was no longer serving you. Though that's not for everyone. Some of you are going to be choosing to let go of that because you're being guided to just kind of take a leap of faith and, you know, let go of something that was no longer productive for you, or something that was like toxic, or there was animosity, you know, even in the workplace for some of you, or just in general with family. You know, take what resonates and see what fits. Don't force it. But you're going to start to, you know, be able to fall in love with your life again, as well as, you know, achieve all those things that you've been trying to achieve and manifest, like love, success, financial freedom, you know, prosperity, abundance, vitality, and health. Everything that you've wanted, you'll be able to come into contact with, and it will feel like it's all faded as soon as you start to accept and also develop your intuition and your innate psychic abilities as well. Spirit, is there anything else that you would like to say? See, I'm drawn to the kitties. Kitty cats, let me know. What does pile 4 need to know? What is the final thing that you can say to help them come into their spiritual gifts? Partnerships. You're gonna have to work together with maybe somebody, or you'll find like-minded people that you'll be able to work with, or even they'll be able to teach you. It'll be something that's gonna feel like it's faded, and it's gonna be something that you're gonna be able to do whether it's day or night. For some of you, you may have been studying, you know, kind of in the shadows, but it could be that now you'll be having these spiritual teachers, or be more open in general about your belief system and how you approach your spiritual gifts, where once things were in the moonlight, now they shall come to light. And really being able to show that you're both a priestess and the high empress, and you're not to be messed with, because, you know, you have all this spiritual backup with, you know, in a sense, these angels here guarding here as well. So yeah, you know, there's double moons here. So some of you may even be Cancers or have a Cancer placement. I'm hearing also Capricorns, Aries, and Sag, but it's not necessary. I mean, pretty much you just gotta find the right people you're gonna work with. You will have those opportunities. For some of you, starting this or beginning this journey may feel like you're going down the rabbit hole, but in the end of the day, you'll be able to come out with a new, entirely understanding and a sense of community that you will be able to build around you as well. Especially if you are my spiritual people that are just about to start to pick up tarot or oracle, or even start your own covens or tribes, spiritual tribes, you know, your own teachings. You could be going into like teachings like Tai Chi, Reiki, as well as Shaolin Temple, Buddhism, that type of thing. Just different teachings. They will all help you form a new path. Just choose the ones that really draw you in and listen to what spirit and your ancestors are asking you to do. And always know that the truth is always going to be the truth, regardless of how you feel. the truth in the end will end up setting you free as well. And well, yeah, that's pretty much it, pile 4. If you like this message, please like, share, subscribe. You know, I really appreciate it a lot. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next reading that I'm gonna post up, which is gonna be how to develop or hone your psychic skills. Make sure you guys follow me in the socials. But yeah, have a great day or night. Peace.